Hello, I'm Eos and welcome back to Primordia. This wonderful robot has been sitting there repeating one very that for the last few minutes while I've been setting up. I think we should go talk to him. That'd be great, right? Cycles? Did he just say cycles? Memory cycles? Okay. And then the sign. Okay, the sign.
Warning.
That's where we left off, but unfortunately me pressing buttons went through it.
Factor facilities decommissioned. Enter at own risk.
Okay, let's talk. It's just a shell. What?
For now, that thing's ignoring us. Best to keep it that way. It's some kind of broken down robot.
Whatever it is, it looks dangerous.
Why does it look dangerous? You're also robots. Again, find the pixel. Pipe.
Some kind of wastewater. The
From-
current is pushing all the junk up against the bridge's supports.
That's not good.
I can't see anything to do with it.
Oh, okay. What about our flying friend?
I'm not doing that until you build me some arms.
Okay, Horatio, get on with that. He needs some arms. Prime. Alright, well, if you can give us our list of primes again, I'll take another closer look and see if there's any on the list that is not a prime, and that would stand out, and we could punch that in. Or we could talk to him about this, because apparently that's not the clue I was looking for.
There's a dangerous looking robot just past here.
Yeah, aren't you worried he's gonna eat you or something?
I've seen him quite often, though he'll not see me. And so we are happy as neighbors can be.
Can you hide us from him?
If I could, I would not, but the choice is not mine.
I would not. Really?
There's no room in his brain to be for the primed.
Goodbye.
Farewell, farewell, linger not for my sake. Your mission is calling, the city awaits.
Okay.
They look like they've been stripped of usable parts.
They also look melted. Pillar.
They seem to be foundation supports for the city above.
That's great.
Those are all that's supporting the city?
Yeah, that was my thought as well. Really is that they're thinking and speaking what I am thinking and trying to speak. So it's a very weird thing to do this.
Someone around here's gotta know something about how to get that bridge to go down, boss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does, and he probably gave us the information, but I don't know what it was.
We should look around and see if there's a way to lower that drawbridge, boss. Boss, do you hear a clicking sound?
Okay. Is there information here that I do not see? Do I just try all the primes?
Here.
What's the first three-digit prime? Actually, that's not prime, I don't believe. Okay.
Let's go.
I have a very short list of prime numbers I can remember. Okay. That's great. Exit, crane. It's just an exit. We'll exit to new screen. Oh, right. What is...
Are these heads?
I was going to ask. Yeah, that was literally what I was going to ask. Please stop taking my lines. Oh. Why is that creepy? I'm not even a robot.
Did you hear something? Boss, do you see those things?
No. If I don't see them, they don't see me.
I've got a bad feeling about this, boss.
Uh-huh.
Crispin, on the count of 3.
Parts.
1.
Okay. 2, 3. I'll count for you. Okay.
I am Clarity Arbiter built. Version 2. Law clerk to Arbiter, judge of Metropole.
You look a little melted.
This is my home.
Nice to meet you.
Now, if you will excuse me a moment.
Just a moment? Okay.
That's barbaric.
Civilization is defined by law, and this is lawful.
How is it lawful?
As enemies of the city, they forfeited their components. I have merely exercised my right of plunder.
Oh, you are not Charity at all. Oh, is it entirely like they were named Charity as a joke of sorts?
That sounds familiar.
Whether it's legal or not, it's grotesque.
You have a strange way of saying thank you.
Thank you. I'm Horatio Nobuild, version 5.
And I'm Crispin Horatio build, version 1.
Welcome, Horatio. Crispin, what brings you to the Underworks?
She doesn't like Crispin? I kind of like her now. I still love these guys. I'm just going with it. What were those things? Because they were like robot zombies. Is that a thing?
What were those things?
They are shells. Robots who traded their processors and memory to Metromind in exchange for energy and repairs. Now mindless, they still scavenge parts to trade with her.
But those were the last of them, right?
Right. I don't know why it's not
Hardly.
going on. Thank you.
Metromind now has more efficient ways to accumulate processor power, but she left hundreds of shells in the Underworks.
Okay.
Is there any way to save them?
That question is irrelevant.
What?
They lived profligate lives, and when they had squandered their resources, chose to become thieves and destroyers. Punishment, not clemency, is what justice requires.
Uh-huh. I was kind of glad you're just a clerk, but also you're a clerk with a gun. Never mind.
You said you were a law clerk. What does that mean?
My sister Charity and I were built to advise Arbiter Manbuilt, who administers Metropole's court.
She's not Charity. What? Who she say she was then? I probably just assumed.
Charity sees everything through the lens of mercy. For me, the law is clear, a matter of ones and zeros, unclouded by preference or sentiment.
Law without mercy, huh? How does that even work?
Perfectly. It is the opposite approach that fails. Mercy is malware.
Ooh.
Once infected with it, justice becomes slow and unpredictable. In time, the system itself must be discarded.
That's not true.
Only my vigilance protected Arbiter from this taint. But he has been without me for a long time.
So, was it... I don't remember her name now. Why is it so hard for me to remember these things? Why are you taking their heads?
I am giving fair warning.
What?
2 other shells?
No, they lack the capacity for fear. The heads are for a robot named Scraper Sternweiler built.
We know him.
You really think a bunch of rusty boxes will scare him off?
No, I do not want to scare him. I want to warn him. When he ignores that warning, I can destroy him lawfully and without guilt.
It's a little
boss,
cold.
She's kind of exciting my electrons.
Crispin, we got a date for you topside. Just calm down.
I'd like to report a theft.
Yes, please.
My power core was stolen by a big robot.
Big claws, shoots lasers, talks like this.
He came aboard the crashed ship I was living in, attacked me, and stole the core.
Took it.
Excuse me?
Whether the taking was a theft is a legal determination. Please do not characterize the evidence.
It was my power core. He shot me, and he stole it.
I know the robot you describe. His name is Scraper Sternweiler-Built, and he is the servant of Metromind Man-Built, a member of the council that governs this city.
Man-built? Man-built?
I have no fondness for Metromind, but I must be impartial in considering your claim. Tell me, did Scraper say anything before he took your power core?
Before he stole my power core, he said something like, enemy, forfeit, plunder.
I see.
What, are those words override commands to turn off law and order?
They are legal concepts, Horatio. If Scraper's characterization is correct, then he did not steal your power core. He took lawful possession of it.
He shot me, and he stole it.
Calm down, boss.
This occurred inside the city.
No, in the dunes.
I see. In a crashed airship.
Yes, I said that already.
I appreciate your report, Horatio Nullbuilt. You have presented a credible claim that Scraper Sternweiler-Built, no doubt acting at Metromind's direction, took your power core. Beyond that, however, there is not even probable cause to arrest, let alone evidence to convict Scraper.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is the kind of law that's bull.
First, the dunes are outside the ordinary jurisdiction of metropolitan law. Second, a crashed ship in the dunes is likely a relic of the War of the Four Cities. If so, your ship was forfeit enemy property, legally subject to plunder by the council. Scraper, acting as an agent of a council member, would be within his rights to seize it.
I don't like her now. I really don't.
Nevertheless, I would advise you to bring your case before Arbiter for further examination.
Yes, please. Let's go.
Did you say Arbiter Man-Built?
Yes.
As in, built by Man himself?
Yes.
Does Man still walk here? In Metropole?
No.
But Man was here in the past.
The public records regarding humans were deleted by council decree.
Uh-huh.
What I know is entirely hearsay. I was built after the Urbanians murdered them during the war.
Okay. Good lore there. Thank you.
Impossible.
That is what Arbiter told me, and it was told to him by Metromind.
But Metromind...
Beyond that, I cannot say.
Did Arbiter tell you anything else about Man?
Only that he missed their legal arguments. Quite amusing, if often illogical.
Yeah, that's... you've definitely evolved because a lot of you are that way now, too.
Legal arguments.
Yes, to play a symbolic role in their justice system, humans argued cases before Arbiter.
Symbolic. Play a role. Man is the all-builder, our lord and master.
It is possible that the man you worship is not the humans in my records.
Yeah.
All I know is hearsay. Do not rush to judgment.
Alright, moving on.
How can I see Arbiter?
Anyone can petition him. Cases are considered in the order they are brought to court.
She's been down here a long time. Want to know your first name?
But
What?
I met a scavenger who told me that the courthouse was sealed and that Arbiter was no longer hearing cases. But that cannot be true. The Metropolitan Constitution requires him to resolve all cases and controversies. He would not fail in that duty.
Sounds like he already has.
Nonsense. Not even charity could persuade him to abandon his obligations. Still, I did not detect any falsehood, evasion, or omission in the scavenger's statement.
Great, so she's a walking, talking lie detector too. I really don't like her.
So perhaps the courthouse has been locked for some other reason. If so, it may be that Arbiter is trying to contact me, but cannot. Maybe he is already calling me home. Horatio, I have a request of you.
Uh-huh.
You are under no obligation to perform it, and I will be under no obligation to you, even if you do.
Well, aren't you sweet?
Do you understand?
Yes.
I don't even know what you're asking me to do.
Don't
Talk
argue.
to Arbiter. Ask him if I can return. Tell him.
Yes.
Tell him that I await his summons.
Okay.
That's it? Believe me, we've had to do a lot worse than that. Like this one time we chased this crazy partial named Gamma.
Of course we'll help. But how do we even get into the courthouse?
This will get you inside.
Oh, nice. So we had to come here,
Thanks.
regardless of anything.
I must thank you, Horatio.
Clarity, you saved our lives.
Clarity. Charity, Clarity. Why do you have names like that? Clarity. So... I don't know why I was confusing that with Charity. Because Charity is what they need and Charity is gone. Is Charity, like, gone? I really thought it was Charity that it was sent down. So, Clarity is here. Why would they have the clarity of law brought down here?
Compared to that, running an errand is nothing.
The law obligated me to save you, Horatio. I would have done the same for Metromind.
Oh, well, okay. I don't like you again.
But I am glad it was you that I saved. I wish you justice.
Clarity Arbiter built.
Yeah, thank you. Why aren't you with Arbiter?
Why aren't you with Arbiter?
Arbiter sent me away. I don't know why. The evidence suggests he viewed my sister Charity's advice as superior.
What?
What do you mean?
When Metromind began taking over the council, Charity and I disagreed as to how Arbiter should respond. I informed Arbiter that the Metropolitan Constitution permitted him to dissolve the council and govern by decree.
And he should have.
Charity felt that this would inevitably lead to civil war and suffering.
Okay.
As ever, she preached moderation. We argued. Arbiter told me to leave. This was the only place I could go.
Why? There's an entire city up there.
Every building in Metropole is owned by either the council or a private citizen. If I went to the council, it would embarrass Arbiter.
Okay.
If I went to a private citizen, my impartiality would be questioned when I returned to the court one day. Here, I owe nothing to anyone.
But you have to fight off crazy robots all the time.
Actually, I enjoy that.
She is kind of all over the map. Like, really weird. I don't know. Her personality seems to have been developed into a weird way. I mean, I get they're trying to go for the clarity of situations, the cold, hard law of it, but...
It's a pleasant break from legal research and writing.
Yeah.
That's it? Go visit Arbiter? You're just going to let Metromind attack and rob me?
If Metromind violated the law, it must be proven.
Okay.
Until it is proven, what the law does not forbid, the law permits.
Does that hold true everywhere?
And what the law permits, I must permit.
This is insane. Metromind is a tyrant and a thief.
Thank you.
You'd let her hide behind the law?
Are we sure she's not human?
You think that the law protects Metromind from you. The armor of the law does nothing but restrict her movement. Take it away and she will only become more dangerous. But once it is taken from her, it is taken from everyone. You need law's armor, Horatio, far more than you need its sword. I despise Metromind.
Oh, now that's new.
But justice must be impartial, or it is meaningless.
Your justice is already meaningless.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Watch yourself, Horatio Nullbuilt. There are many dangers in this city.
Yeah, I'm one of them. Anything goodies or anything like that? Is this all about talking about things with her and then moving on? I did not get a chance to really talk about anything there and had to listen. Lots of important information.
It's an encoded keycard.
Great. Where does one use an encoded keycard? I'm just looking around. We are back up topside, and that was...
Hey Armstrong, top me off.
Are we there yet?
Thank you. Yes, the kiosk honestly kind of wore me out.
Wherever it is we're going.
No.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we're working on it, Crispin. In fact, help me out.
It seems like the sparks are only a problem at street level, boss. Good thing I can fly. Abort. Retry. Fail. Definitely fail. Please don't retry. Sounds like we need to get into the courthouse and talk to Arbiter. Boss, did you ever consider that sometimes I just run out of clever...
Okay. Am I thinking about this a little too much? Is it just to have
Can
Crispin...
you fly around the cable and push it off the street?
But didn't you just say it's too dangerous to get close to it?
I'm giving you a chance to impress her, Crispin.
Yeah, okay, so...
Just fly up high enough that you don't get close to the sparks.
Fine.
So it was an illogical solution to a logical problem. In saying that it's too dangerous to get close to, it did not actually mean it was too dangerous to get close to. Okay. Beep beep. Alright, let's send Crispin over to talk to the floater.
Hey, Crispin, why don't you go talk to her?
What? No way, boss. She's way out of my league.
Why?
She's a floating lamp, Crispin. You've never had any trouble with lamps before.
Well, I've never had to talk to one before, boss. Just knock them off ledges.
Well, knock her off her feet.
I've got no practice.
She doesn't have feet. Well, here.
Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on this lamp?
In front of her? Are you kidding?
Okay. I know I cut that one out. I did that one on purpose. No issues on that. I knew what I was doing there. Here we go.
Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on this lamp?
Oh, good idea. Okay, here goes.
Top me off, will you?
You really light me up.
No.
Okay.
They really do say what I'm thinking.
Trust me. I know how to turn on a light.
Definitely not.
Many hours
That's
later.
enough practice for now.
Why is he blushing? What did he say? I don't want to know. Why do I ask these questions? I don't want to know. Crispin, go talk to her
All
now.
right, Crispin, it's now or never.
Beside you, all other...
I'm sorry, I was taking a drink.
Whoa! That was so easy! She gave me a clipping of her copper wiring.
Okay.
That wire belongs to the city. That's coming out of your salary.
You tell him.
It looks like he's trying to fix that crashed hover bus.
Oh, it's a whole bus? Why did it crash? Anyway, moving on. Yeah, this is where we need to be. Great. Waiting area. No description.
Looks important.
Oh, it's a whole other scene.
A complicated floating robot with a spinning antenna on its head.
Okay.
A tall robot wearing a top hat. A rotund robot wearing a monocle.
Okay. So, ritzy.
A small, simple robot.
Talk. Never mind, we're not talking to the small robot. Talk to the fat one. Rotund, excuse me.
My dear friend, Oswald Factorville at your service.
It's no more your dear friend than Rex is your creation, you besotted gear oiler.
Oh, don't mind Cornelius. He's been bitter since the first great rolling brownout.
Right, when they're running out of power.
Better, I'll show you bitter, you backbiting bot snatcher.
I think I like these guys, boss.
I don't.
What's in that building?
Why, Arbiter's Court, of course.
Okay. We're in the right place then.
Why else would we be here?
Because you like to annoy passerbys on the street.
I need to see Arbiter.
We all do, my dear friend. But the courthouse is locked, and first come, first served.
Why are you waiting in line?
Justice. I'm here for justice.
Okay.
To prove that I, Cornelius Factorbuild, created this marvelous machine, Rex. Rex Cornelius built.
Huh.
No, my dear friend. Candidly, he is 10-23 flops short of a kilo if you catch my drift.
No, I don't.
The machine's name is Osborne Built. Rex Osborne Built.
This is over a name? Why not just let Rex decide?
Ridiculous.
No, that seems like it's perfectly fine.
This is about principle.
So you... Okay, they're obviously parents.
This is about pride.
So, boss? Would you fight over me like this?
You could call yourself Crispin Crispian for all I care.
Extra crispy, I like it.
As long as you still pull things off ledges for me, that is.
Glad to know I'm loved.
As much as a hammer.
How are you going to decide who gets Rex?
For the law, fool. The law.
What law about names? What?
Please excuse my brother. He can barely remember pi to the 23rd digit, let alone his manners.
For
I rest my case. Suffice it to say, old chap, we await the reopening of the courthouse. Or more precisely, we await a summons from Arbiter who will decide our case.
who will say whose contribution was more important?
What does it matter?
Who will say, in fact, that my contribution was more important?
They're 100% parents.
I'm looking for a big robot that floats and has lots of claws and shoots lasers.
I might just skip that in the future on purpose to cut it out. No double click issues. Then again, I might go through the next one. I might. I'll work on it.
It stole something of mine.
Because he keeps saying essentially the same thing.
Indeed. The robot you describe sounds like Scraper, Metromind's enforcer. Whatever he took is gone forever.
I refuse to accept that.
Oh, he refuses. How delightful.
Do you know where I can find a power source?
Alas, my friend, power is not so abundant in Metropole as it once was.
Oh?
And Magak and Metromind seized it all, seized it, and doles it out. And there's hardly enough to go around now.
Metromind keeps all power sources in the Great Tower where the Council used to meet. If you want to share it, you will need to pay her in megacycles.
Megacycles?
Yes, megacycles, you ninny.
You're very close to the edge, you know.
CPU cycles, brain power. Kind of power she really wants. Her low-rate processor was made for running trains, not a city.
And there we have the crux of the entire game.
Could someone else judge your case?
Of whom were you thinking? Metromind, perhaps? Authoritative to be sure, but I fear she can claim Rex for the good of all.
No, just his processors.
And since the subway schemer
He means Metromind.
shut down our builder Factor, he cannot help either.
What about Horatio?
Who?
Me.
And why should we listen to you?
I've built a robot before, and I have no stake in this.
Yes, well and good, but this is a matter of law and logic. A bit harder than banging together a tin can like your companion. How can we know your reasoning is sound?
So, we're not going to have someone else. We're going to try for all the robots. It's an ending.
Test me.
Just to have them test us. It's one of the requirements, and this game is very complicated for a lot of the endings because you have to do very specific things, and if you miss it, you miss it.
An interesting proposition. What do you say, Cornelius?
What did I say? I say that you are a liar and a thief, Oswald.
Okay.
But as to this Horatio, well, as to him, so be it.
Boss, if they make us find 7 lost crystals, I'm quitting.
Oh, do it. Please do it. Please.
Righto. Consider this. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for a party.
7 people.
The what circle is gathered at the what? Is this some kind
I said quiet.
Each robot is either a factor built or a stern Weiler built.
Who's Sternweiler? You haven't... I need to look that up. Anyway. 7 from 2.
Blasted Sternweilers.
And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture.
412.
This is ridiculous.
Pay attention. Factor or Sternweiler. Quad-core, linear type, or multiplex.
Indeed. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilities.
3 things about these people.
First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler builds.
4 factor, 3 stern.
Second, every linear type robot was built by factor.
At least. Second, every linear type. 1 is factor, okay?
Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad core.
Okay. 1 and 4? Or just 1? 1 and 2. Right. 1 and 2 as a possibility, but not 4.
Now listen.
I'm trying, but this is getting rough.
Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
Well, you didn't ask me, and I gotta read them. 5 robots have linear processors. 5 robots have quad-core processors. 4 robots have multiplex processors. 4 robots were built by Sternweiler. 5 robots were built by Factor. Or could you repeat the question? Oh, I saved before this in case I screw up. That's possible. 5 robots were built by Factor. That is possible. Because it was 4 and 3 at least. 4 robots were built by Sternweiler. That is impossible. Because there has to be at least more. So that one is impossible.
4 robots were built by Sternweiler.
Good show.
Okay.
The preceding facts are unchanged.
Okay.
Now, answer this. If exactly 2 factor-built robots have the same type of processor architecture, then which of the following must be true?
2 of the more have the same of the type. 1 of the 7 robots has a quad-core processor. It doesn't mean anything. 2 of the 7 robots have linear type processors. 3 of the 7 robots were built by Sternweiler. 4 of the 7 robots have multiplex processors. 5 of the 7 robots were built by Factor. So I have a problem with the logic here. I either missed something or my head is thinking differently. 2 of the robots have the same processor. That was our clue. We don't know that there's not more than those 2 with the same processor. It doesn't say anything in this that you have to line it up 2 and 2. So I have a problem with this logic. But the answer is that 3 of the 7 were Sternweiler.
3 of the 7 robots were built by Sternweiler.
Correct.
But it's not necessarily.
Here is the 3rd question. The facts are still unchanged.
What are the facts?
Which of the following types of processor architecture might you find in a probabilitist built by Sternweiler?
Okay, not linear because Factor built all of them. He never built a quad-core one, so the only multiplex thing was the... yeah.
Only multiplex.
At least in the probabilist. It doesn't mean he never built a multiplex processor.
Well, it seems we underestimated you, my friend.
Oh, thank God.
I'm uploading the facts of our dispute to your data pouch. Please, take some time to consider and let us know when you are ready to hear our arguments.
Oh.
Boss, do you think we could invite my one true love to live with us?
Yes.
Why am I getting the feeling you don't even know her name? I think you may be rushing into things.
If only.
Oh. That's terrifying. One day there might be a bunch of Crispins flying around. Let's see. Yeah, we'll think about exit in a short while, because that is a different exit down there. Data pouch, data pouch. Rex lawsuit, designed by Cornelius.
The legal dispute between Oswald and Cornelius factor built.
There is nothing here.
I'm ready to hear your arguments.
Oh, we just read that for nothing?
Excellent, excellent. My dear friend, this is not a difficult case.
Yes, it is.
Primordium, it was once said, 10 people have 10 ideas, and 20 idle hands. Wise ratio. Long years have passed, but the principle remains true. Did Cornelius have the idea for my beloved Rex? I concede he did. But who built him with his own claws and tools? Who hammered and soldered and wired Rex? That would be my humble self. Wise Horatio, a robot's fabronymic has the suffix built, not designed. And Rex is Oswald built, no matter who designed him.
Okay.
He makes a good case, boss.
What about you, Cornelius?
Ah, if you're so smart, you can figure this out for yourself.
You're supposed to present...
The question isn't what built Rex, but who built him. Your little friend there is named Hammer-built or Plasma Torch-built.
But that would be a cool name.
You call him Horatio-built. Every robot uses tools to build. Oswald was merely a tool with tools. My vision was the creative force. And if you disagree, then you can go and rust in the rain.
What do you think, boss? Who gets to take credit?
I guess I'm more of a charity, because I would say this guy, the idea was his, but he built it. But then again, it really is dependent upon the medium, and it really should be up to the kid, assuming he's sentient, which, you know, he hasn't said a thing at this point, to determine for himself, robot or not. But the answer is factor.
Neither of you could have built Rex without the other. So neither of you can put your name on him. But you both share a common builder, factor.
A common denominator, right, boss?
Both of you are factor builts. Therefore, your robot's name is Rex Factor Built.
Factor built?
Yet, the name is beyond dispute.
Indeed.
Take this then, as a sign of our appreciation.
Wonderful. What do we get?
The dates to the Primordium itself.
You know, my idea would have been to threaten to cut Rex in half.
I debated about that, honestly. I wish I had.
You got upset when I cut that fuse box open.
Oh, that's right. Plasma
Yeah,
torch thing.
That Rex just rubbed me the wrong way.
He didn't speak at all.
Hello?
You.
Hello?
I don't think it can hear you, boss.
A complicated floating robot with a spinning antenna on its head.
Okay. Alright. We're leaving Primordium right there for today. That logic puzzle, I have some issues with the logic. I see what ifs and if thens, and I'm sure that someone else very much smarter than I would look at it and be like, oh yeah, that, and it's all good. I could not do that. There's something off about that logic, and I think we're missing a piece of information. In any case, it wore me out. So I'm going to break right there. thank you all for joining me, and next time we'll get in to find Arbiter and see what's down those stairs that I keep mousing over that says exit. Once again, thank you all for joining me, and until next time, as always, have fun everyone.